Bank teller throws black woman CEO's ID on the floor. $2 billion. Partnership ends in silence. Before we dive in this story, hit the comments and tell us your city or country. Let's see how far this story reaches. If you like the video, please subscribe. She walked in confident tailored suit, leather briefcase, and a $2 billion merger on the line. But the bank teller didn't see power. I didn't see intelligence. She just saw a black woman with too much confidence. When she handed over her ID, the teller looked her up and down and tossed it on the floor like trash. In front of a full lobby, the room froze, but the woman didn't argue. She just smiled, picked up her ID, and made a silent phone call. That would echo through boardrooms across the country. Want to see how quiet power ends careers? Watch till the end. Ava Richardson wasn't just any CEO. At 50, she was one of the few black women to head a billion-dollar tech firm. After growing up in the projects of Detroit, she'd built her empire from scratch, brick by brick, code by code. That morning, she was finalizing a $2 billion partnership with a global finance firm. One final document needed to be notarized. In person at the bank before the deal could close. It was supposed to be a 10-minute errand. She stepped into the bank branch dressed in her usual calm authority. Her driver waited outside, and her team was on standby. She approached the counter with a quiet nod and handed over her government ID. The teller, a young white woman, looked her over with a sneer. "You don't look like an Ava Richardson," she muttered. Then, with a flick of her wrist, she dropped the ID on the floor. The room fell silent. A businessman in line stopped mid-sentence. A mother with her toddler looked away. Ava didn't move at first, just stared at her ID on the floor. The teller crossed her arms, smirking, waiting for a reaction. Maybe a scene. Maybe an apology for existing. But Ava had learned long ago, real power doesn't yell. She knelt, calmly picked up her ID, and placed it in her briefcase. Then, with a quiet tone, she asked for the manager. The teller rolled her eyes and waved toward the back. "He's busy," she said. Ava didn't flinch. She simply turned, walked outside, and got into the back seat of her car. "Cancel the deal," she told her assistant on the phone. Effective immediately. That merger had been in talks for 14 months. Millions are spent on legal, marketing, and planning. But Ava didn't care. If this was how their bank employees treated black professionals in public, she wouldn't put a cent through their system. The news hit the firm within minutes. Executives scrambled. Calls poured in. Is a $2 billion deal collapsing without a word? Why? Who? And then they saw the security footage. The CEO of one of the most valuable black-owned tech firms was humiliated. On camera, her ID is on the floor. Their teller sneering. Ava never released a statement, never spoke to the press. She didn't have to. By the next morning, the teller's name was trending. Someone inside the bank had leaked the footage. The lobby video went viral. Millions watched as a confident black woman was quietly disrespected. Her ID dropped like garbage and her presence dismissed. The boardroom at the financial firm erupted. Their merger was dead. Stock value dipped. Clients started pulling out. The teller? Fired. But Ava never mentioned her again. She didn't need revenge, because the entire industry now knew that Ava Richardson didn't tolerate disrespect. Not from strangers, not from billion-dollar banks. Her silence was louder than any press conference. And while executives tried to salvage their reputation, Ava was already signing a new deal with a competitor who greeted her at the door with respect. Ava's decision sent shockwaves through the business world. Not because she shouted, but because she didn't. She never sued, never spoke. And yet careers ended, deals crumbled, and institutions were forced to reflect. The message was clear. Black women don't owe you grace after humiliation. They don't owe you loyalty when you show them disrespect. In a world where power is often loud and performative, Ava proved that silence, when backed by integrity and action, is deafening. The next time you underestimate someone because of how they look, ask yourself, if you enjoyed this story and thought it provoking, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Take care.